and it seemed to have been gone on Monday morning, so probably somebody in big branches as I drove through, but you turn it on and it's 17.
17, yeah.
What does
But
my cell phone do?
Yeah.
now you look here,
One point one? Must be because it's open international.
you have to go open some.
Boy, State. Yeah.
RF fuel game, RF.
Over 1,000.
This is canine.
So 100. Lands 86, he jumps up and down.
Yeah,
He'll jump up and down. For the computer,
I see, yeah, 2 point, okay, oh, so that comes up and down
jumps up
too.
and down.
Yeah. Where did you find that thing?
I bought it. And as soon as you kick it on, it goes up. It's not.
But that was.
Sure, how are you? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the prayer. Grant us, O Lord, light to our understanding, prudence in our investigating, foresight in our planning, sincerity in our deliberating, the grace to follow truth in our judgment. Help us to be moved in our decision, neither by fear nor by self-interest, and to do our work faithfully. May we respect the authority vested in us, without the source of all authority, and may we use it in our directives for the common good, for their honor and glory. Amen. Okay. Call to order. Roll call, please.
Mr. Joyce,
Here.
Mrs. Joyce, Mrs. Hardwick, Mrs. Mara, Mr. Conrad, Mr. Thompson. Present.
Thank you. Okay. We want public comment. Anyone would like to make a public comment? No one? Okay,
The dog.
all right, do I have a motion to approve the reading and disposition of the minutes of the regular council meeting of September 16, 2025, please?
So moved.
Mr. Joyce makes a motion.
Second.
Mr. Conrad seconds. Roll call, please. Or with any errors or corrections?
Didn't see anything.
Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Joyce,
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce, Mrs. Hardwick, Mrs. Mara, Mr. Conrad.
Aye.
Mr. Thompson.
Aye.
Thank you. Next move on to legislation. Resolution 2025-4, third reading, a resolution authorizing the mayor and fiscal officer to enter into a services agreement with Targeting Solutions Limited for traffic violation enforcement services and declare an emergency. Do I have a motion to approve, please?
So moved. Okay, I'll second.
Mrs. Meyer makes a motion, Mrs. Joyce seconds. Roll call, discussion? Questions? Roll call, please.
Mr. Joyce.
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce.
Aye.
Mrs. Hardwick. Mrs. Mara. Mr. Conrad.
Aye.
Mr. Thompson.
Aye.
Thank you. Next is resolution 2025-41, third reading, a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into agreement with the Lake County Board of Commissioners for central dispatch and communication services and declare an emergency. Do I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Conrad makes a
Second.
motion. Mr. Joyce seconds. Discussion?
This is just continuation of what we've done in the past, correct?
Yes, I
I
believe
think
so.
there's an increase.
And there's an increase in the amount.
Correct. There is an increase. I think it starts at about 31,000 or a little bit less, but it ends up about 56,000 by the end of the 5 years.
Okay,
So it's a significant increase compared to the past, but the county says that most of the additional costs have to do with the next generation 911 implementation.
Okay. Hearing no other, roll call, please.
Mr. Joyce.
aye.
Mrs. Joyce.
Aye.
Mrs. Hardwick.
Aye.
Mrs. Mara. Mr. Conrad.
Aye.
Mr. Thompson.
Aye.
Thank you. Next is resolution 2025-46, first reading. A resolution approving the permanent appropriations for the village of Timberlake, Ohio for the year 2026 and declare an emergency. Next, resolution 2025-47, first reading. A resolution authorizing the fiscal officer to transfer $20,000 from the general fund to the police cruiser fund 4901 for the current fiscal year 2025 and declare an emergency. Next, resolution 2025-48, first reading, a resolution authorizing the fiscal officer to transfer $37,100 from the general fund to the paving improvement OPWC debt service fund 3902 for the fiscal year 2026 and declare an emergency. Next is resolution 2025-49. A resolution amending the permanent appropriations for the village of Timberlake, Ohio for the year 2025 and declare an emergency. Do I have a motion to suspend the rules, please? Mrs. Meyer makes a motion.
I'll second.
Mr.
Thompson.
Thompson seconds. Roll call, please.
The other 5 years.
Mr. Joyce.
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce. Mrs. Hardwick.
Aye.
Mrs. Mara. Mr. Conrad. Mr. Thompson.
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. Thompson. Do I have a motion to approve resolution 2025-49, please?
So moved.
Mr. Joyce makes a motion.
Second.
Mr. Conrad seconds. Discussion?
So just gonna go over the changes. So we're looking at adding $3,500 in equipment on the police area for to replace the AEDs in both the village hall and the police department. There would be 2 units. We're also looking at increasing transfers out from $56,332 to $76,332, and this is going to provide additional funds so we can transfer out money to the police car capital fund at the end of the year. Increasing accounting and legal fees from 0 to 1,000. And this is for court fees charged to the village of Timberlake for a couple of Willoughby municipal cases. Increasing police telephone from $2,600 to $3,100. This mainly has to do with the fact that we switched over phone providers and there were a couple overlapping months, so we needed some additional funds in that area. Engineering services in 2021620,346. we're looking at increasing that from $10,000 to $21,000. Part of that, those funds would go towards engineering services for our sidewalk project. And 4202670346 is the sidewalk construction fund engineering services, and we're looking at increasing that from $75,000 to $133,218.90. And most, if not all of these funds will be reimbursed by either ODOT through OPWC or Lake Tran. So,
John, one question.
yeah.
By moving an extra $20,000 into the police car capital fund, what does that put us on pace for in terms of getting to a point where we're ready to get another vehicle?
That would be the first $20,000 towards
Okay.
another vehicle.
And what do they cost? I trying to remember. Fully outfitted.
Well, 45,000 with the vehicle and about another 17,000, 18,000 depending on the.
Okay, so if we put $76,000 in there, that would put us on pace to be able to get one next year if we had to.
We're still waiting on the grants, but they're on hold because the federal government shut down. So I just got a notification today. So.
Okay.
But I think it's the 76 less the new cruiser and all its outfitting, right? So it's really only just by the end of the year, it'll basically be 20,000 there.
20,000 more.
There'll be $20,000 in the police car capital fund. The
Yeah.
other 56,000 is for debt transfers.
Yeah, so
Okay,
for the newest and the outfitting for the
Okay.
newest cruiser.
all right.
Did
Thank
we,
you.
have we ordered the AEDs yet, or have we looked into like the American Red Cross for grants or talked to
Yeah.
fire departments locally?
Look to reach hospitals everywhere, so 3 months. Unfortunately, nobody's giving them right now. I think the cost was $700 and some change, and then there's a bigger old one.
Okay.
So we're just good on ones. They last about, the maximum life expectancy is 10 years. I was right up there. Please in 2000.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if the 100% would work. Yeah, I've looked and keep looking at them all the time. I had a couple of still calls and calling with wage. That's how I try to get them. I don't give them the vehicles as well. So if I get them that way, that would be nice because the patient can handle the vehicles. Find someone's house. You can have them there ready to go.
Okay, yeah, I just,
Still look my angles as always.
yeah, I just know previously there's rig grants for those types of things, but to be honest with the government shutdown, grants are gonna be quite tight. There's not gonna be a lot out there, so just keep it near the ground and keep looking for those type of cost savings for the village.
Okay, nothing else. Roll call, please.
Mr. Joyce,
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce, Mrs. Hardwick, Mrs. Mara, Mr. Conrad,
Aye.
Mr. Thompson.
Aye.
Thank you. Next, resolution 2025-50. A resolution authorizing the mayor to hire Officer Logan Campbell as part-time patrolman for the Timberlake Village Police Department and declare an emergency. Do I have a motion to suspend the rules, please? Ms. Mara makes a motion. Mrs. Joyce seconds. Roll call, please.
Mr. Joyce,
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce, Mrs. Hardwick, Mrs. Mara, Mr. Conrad,
Aye.
Mr. Thompson.
Aye.
Thank you. Do I have a motion approving resolution 2025-50, please?
Move to approve.
Mr. Thompson makes a motion.
Second.
Mr. Conrad seconds. Discussion?
Reached out to me months back. Months back. So give you a little background with Logan. Logan, he was a firefighter, that he served in the United States Army and also was a police officer for almost 4 years. He's a drug recognition expert. So the first DRE ever in the department's history. One also, there's very few in Lake County, so it's going to be a great addition to have Logan on. He's very big into OBIs, finding drugs and impaired drivers. So he's looking forward to night shift. It's his forte, and so we're He came to us, I was very happy to have him come aboard for the Timberlake Police Department. I think he's gonna make a great addition for us. I think he adds to our night shift, in which we're stacking, with a strong officer, so.
Very good.
I had high expectations for my piece.
Very good. Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Joyce,
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce, Mrs. Hardwick, Mrs. Mara, Mr. Conrad, Mr. Thompson.
Aye.
Thank you. Next, resolution 2025-51. A resolution authorizing the mayor to hire Officer Jason Keeler as part-time patrolman for the Timberlake Village Police Department and declare an emergency. Do I have a motion to suspend the rules, please?
I'll make a motion.
This is
Hardwick.
Hardwick makes a motion.
I'll second.
About time. Mr. Joyce seconds. You haven't made a motion in a long time. Sorry.
Yes.
Roll call, please.
Don't add fuel to that fire, please.
Mr. Joyce, Mr. Joyce,
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce, Mrs. Hardwick,
Aye.
Mrs. Mara, Mr. Conrad,
Aye.
Mr. Thompson.
Aye.
Thank you. Do I have a motion approving resolution 2025-51, please?
Move to approve.
Mr. Thompson makes a motion. Mrs. Mar seconds. Chief, please.
Jason Hewitt for over 5 years. Again, another United States Army veteran as well. So, big in the community with his wife, they're involved in everything and anything they can see, high school sports, to everything. So Jason reached out to me and said, hey, would you like a 2-for-1 special? And I said, yeah, absolutely. So, he's bringing along, Luca with us, to add to our department. Jason also is big into, like I said, community involvement, so it adds another tool to Lake County and Timberlake Police Department by having our first ever K-9, almost an 80-year history of the village, so, with open arms, I welcome Jason to the department and his family, that like I said, I've known them for quite some time, very stellar individual, so, can't speak high enough, not more highly than that.
Can't wait for his first drug bust.
As long as it doesn't like to-
All right, thank you. Do I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Joyce,
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce, Mrs. Hardwick,
Aye.
Mrs. Mara, Mr. Conrad,
Aye.
Mr. Thompson.
Aye.
Thank you. Next is resolution 2025-52. Resolution appointing law enforcement K-9 Luca to the Village of Timberlake Police Department and authorizing the chief of police to establish policies and procedures for the K-9 program and declare an emergency. Do I have a motion to suspend the rules, please?
I'll make a motion. I will
Mrs.
second.
Hardwick makes the motion. Mrs. Joyce seconds. Roll call, please.
Who is a second?
This is Joyce.
Mr. Joyce,
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce, Mrs. Hardwick, Mrs. Mara, Mr. Conrad,
Aye.
Mr. Thompson.
Aye.
Thank you. Do I have a motion approving resolution 2025-52, please?
Move to approve for the good boy.
Mr. Thompson makes motion.
Okay.
Mrs. Mara seconds. Discussion, would you like to, chief?
Sure.
Do we just have to keep them in dog biscuits?
Yeah, exactly. So, dual purpose, which is, infection, so, someone runs, infection.
Good luck.
So, yeah, exactly, good luck. And, also to find, narcotics, which will have our department, and Lakeshore Boulevard with our partners of Blue Lake and Slade. So adding to our wonderful department has last year.
Well, thank you. Okay,
What type of dog is he?
That's not long exceptions. I drive.
Yes.
This is amazing.
Can he jump like 15 feet or so, or climb 15 feet?
Good chance that,
Well, you know what? We need our roof looked at.
okay, any other questions?
Saving jokes up all day.
Put the body cam, put the body cam.
Yeah, to the left.
Any other discussion? Okay,
It's a village loving, no one loves his dogs more than this village, so perfect place for him, perfect.
On the way in, there was like 5 dog walkers out. It was nice to see a lot of villagers out on
That's the dog for us. Okay.
okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Joyce,
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce, Mrs. Hardwick,
Aye.
Mrs. Mara, Mr.
the.
Conrad,
Aye.
Mr. Thompson.
Aye.
Thank you. Resolution 2025-53, a resolution authorizing the mayor and fiscal officer to negotiate and execute an agreement with the city of Eastlake to provide road salt for the 2025-2026 winter season and declare an emergency. Do I have a motion to suspend the rules, please?
So moved.
I'll second.
Uh, Mr. Conrad makes a motion, Mr. Thompson seconds. Roll call, please.
Mr. Joyce.
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce, Mrs. Hardwick, Mrs. Mara, Mr. Conrad,
Aye.
Mr. Thompson.
Aye.
Thank you. And do I have a motion to approve resolution 2025-53, please?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Conrad makes a motion, Mr. Joyce seconds. Discussion?
Did the cost go up this year, previous to last year?
We don't have a price yet, but the ODOT price for this area is about $51.82, so it'll probably be pretty close.
Pretty close to last year.
Well, it's a couple dollars more.
Okay.
maybe.
A necessary evil and reason for suspending the rules because tomorrow it could snow in Northeast Ohio, right? Like, so just be prepared for,
Well, Halloween's coming. We almost always get snow.
yes,
Halloween.
yes.
Okay. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Joyce.
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce.
Aye.
Mrs. Hardwick.
Aye.
Mrs. Mara. Mr. Conrad.
Hi.
Mr. Thompson.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. We want to move on to, you want to swear them all in now, and then we'll move on to this? Okay. All right, we're gonna swear them in. Well, Logan first, okay? Michael. All right.
Right, see,
Who's pinning you, bring them over to?
you might bring your family over. I will endeavor, I will convince Providence that where I will support the Constitution of the United States, and the Constitution of the State of Ohio, the laws and ordinances and ordinances of the village of Timberlake, I will faithfully, honestly, and impartially, discharge the patrolman of the village of Timberlake, patrolman of the village of Timberlake, police department, State of Ohio, in my continuance in said office. In my continuance in said office, so I'll be driving. Look at the whole family.
Oh, yeah. Go here.
Really go.
Say what?
Need an auto pen, sir.
Pin the badge first.
Oh, and it hurts.
For one chance to get them.
Make sure he signs this.
Everybody want to get a picture? Everybody want to put them on? Oh, you screen. Go get in there. You guys are off. All right, okay, now we get the group picture. There you go, right there, Colton. Perfect. Yeah, perfect, thank you. You got a couple of baby go. So paper, you make it everywhere. Yeah. Okay.
There's 3 copies. You can keep the last one. And if the holders, flame the paper. Next.
Ready, Jason? Next meeting. Sounds good.
Doug says.
I'll give you Jason Keeler. Always swear. Support the Constitution of the United States. The Constitution of the State of Ohio. Laws and ordinances. The village of Timberlake. I will faithfully. Honestly. Impartially. Discharge the duties as performed. Of the village of Timberlake Police Department. The village of Timberlake Police Department. State of Ohio. To my continuous and set office. To my continuous and set office. So help me God. So help me God. We try it. Let's try. Okay. Where's gonna be? Let's see if we can do it. Sit.
Yeah.
Up. 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 You're fine.
Snip
Sit.
your hair down.
Upset. No, I haven't practiced. Oh, you're going, sit. Oh, you do. Oh, he might do it now. You're long. I knew he did. I'm fast, though. I'm like a ninja, look.
Not doing it.
It's
Not gonna do it.
Picture of the. That'll take a lot of practice. Oh, yeah, I'm not doing that again. I can tell you the story of being bit by a canine once in my life. Not accidental.
Here we go.
Oh, yes.
Gotta be ours to
Doesn't like
decide
to
it.
be rough.
There you go.
I thought about it.
Congratulations. Everybody else.
Yeah, take it.
Ashley.
Wonderful place.
Okay, that's quite true.
That's all.
I love that.
He's not, I am. Thank you.
Yep. Favorite police officer.
Well, I gotta sign a couple real quick, Jason. Oh, yeah, you gotta sign a lip. So you're
Yeah.
official.
Right,
Oh, feels just like
You're-
being in the army.
you're ours now.
Signed.
Luca, you gotta sign too.
Put a paw print
Paw
on there.
print.
Yeah.
Go to,
He likes when you try to grab his paw, Ryan.
And you can keep the last one.
Ryan's like, not doing it. Not falling for it.
And there's some employee paper.
How's your paper so you get paid? We'll wait for you when you're done.
Thanks. Those are your copies.
Moving on. 25. Third reading, an ordinance establishing chapter 317 speed and traffic enforcement program of the codified ordinances of the village of Timberlake and declare an emergency. Do I have a motion to approve, please? Ms. Meyer makes a motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Joyce seconds. Discussion? None being heard. Roll call, please.
Mr. Joyce,
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce,
Aye.
Mrs. Hardwick,
Aye.
Mrs. Mara, Mr. Conrad,
Aye.
Mr. Thompson.
Aye.
Thank you. Next, ordinance 9-2025, first reading. An ordinance amending village of Timberlake, Ohio, and declare an emergency. The couple newspapers, which and Conrad is be addressed in the times, but pretty much, again, we just did the agreement. They said that, you know, what do we do with the salt? Well, and then, when they invoice us, we pay it. They said we were late, but they didn't send us an invoice. We pay something they don't send us. But anyway, so we sent the check in the mail, so that's all done. We have that was one. And then the other one, the other issue, which the chief will touch on later, is about the Lakeshore Boulevard and the officers on that. So there's, I guess it's campaign here, so there's a couple councilmen and the mayor that basically are going a little rogue there. I know one of the former mayor there, he mentioned about how if a neighboring community had a major, sewer bill debt. Okay, well, those were all inflated costs, first of all, so we don't owe those inflated costs. And we're negotiating with our solicitor on that. We get him by the line. Other than that, there with the leaves, I'm getting complaints of people blowing leaves from their property onto either other properties or in the median. We do have an ordinance that nothing can be put on the medians unless it's gathered and picked back up within, I believe it's 72 hours. So again, everything needs to be bagged. Republic will come and pick up everything. It's got to be in those brown bags, and they will pick it all up on garbage day, all the waste, the waste. So we just recommend, like I said, people just if it falls in your yard, it's your property. And no matter where it came from, it doesn't matter. If the leaf fell in your property, and if a leaf from your tree falls in your neighbor's property, it's his property. So you can ask for the leaf back, but you know, it's his leaf. So we'll have basically our leaf back pick. Just got new tubes on it. So that was the big thing. Those flexible tubes crack a lot. So we'll be going around picking up the leaves. And again, we just ask everyone cooperate with us. I did get couple other. We do have an ordinance to put them out 24 hours before, and they have to be picked up by the next morning. So, you know, we want to make sure that people are on the top of that too. So other than that, I have nothing else to report. This is report.
Thank you, Mayor. Nothing much since our special meeting last Tuesday. Made those revisions as we discussed in that meeting for the Village Hall contract. I sent that out late in the day today. I have some hard copies to hand out. So if the Village Hall Committee is in agreement on the language, we could start using that. Just to follow up on the sewer bill, I've stayed in communication with the East Lake Law Director. He knows where we stand on that. That bill was awfully inflated. And I'm thinking after this election come election day, when East Lake has a new mayor, that we'll be able to put that, resolve it, put that behind us. Other than that, it was quiet. No calls from any residents this past month to the office. That's all I have.
Okay, next, is Hardwick, Village Hall, report.
Well, you took the leaves, you took the garbage cans. That also applies to snow. So people
Oh,
should
yeah.
tell their snowplow contractors that they cannot push the snow across the street into the median or across the street into their neighbor's area, that they need to find a way to put it somewhere. And
The person's yard that they're plowing. I don't know what to say.
yeah. And the change for the rental of the Village Hall, it's going to be one payment. The deposit and the cost of the rental will be in one check, paid at the time that I received the contract. And then everything else pretty much remains the same as far as when you'll get your deposit back, how you'll get your deposit back if there's no damages, and everything else just about remains the same, except it's one check now. And that should make things easier for me and for Mr. Roskis as far as people paying on time and not have to chase after them for payments. So I'm very happy that it took me this long to come up with that.
Okay, very good, thank you. Hey, Mr. Conrad.
Mr. Mayor, to keep it brief, I got my daughter in attendance, so I gotta wake her up in the morning, put her on the bus, so we don't keep her out too late. So I should just start bringing her more, I guess. But a lot comes up month to month. Guess to touch on what the mayor briefly brought up about the article or the ad in the East Lake Gazette. Was a resident of East Lake that paid for that ad, just asking questions of his potentially elected council people and mayor. I just wanted to get in front of it and kind of put out the proper information, both via the Timberlake Times and then also on the East Lake Community Block Launch page, which has quite a bit of traffic. A couple questions arose about the Timberlake Police Department and their patrol of Lakeshore. Thankfully, and I think this is a testament to our chief and the partnership that we do have with East Lake. The chief did let the councilwoman that runs that page know that, yes, they're allowed to do that. Yes, we appreciate their partnership. Yes, they're following all jurisdictions and laws and ordinances, and it's actually pleasant to see that partnership between both departments, and hopefully in the future between both communities. Right? I often joke that East Lakes are our big brother. Might be a little overstated, but they are close neighbors, Lakeline, Willowwood, right? We neighbor all these communities, and we want to best leverage the resources that we all have and kind of partner up on projects and the salt that we get from East Lake, etc. So it was just about getting out in front and just putting out the proper information and kind of stopping disinformation in its tracks. You know how social media and some of that kind of inflammatory speech can get out of hand and start a whole churn of false information. So just putting out the truth. It was verified by both East Lake and East Lake's chief. So that's all that was about. But anyone can, we all get the East Lake Gazette in our mailboxes, and anyone can pay to put anything in there. So it's kind of a pay to play type of newspaper. So just glad to get the right information out and have that verified with East Lake and where we stand with kind of that partnership and utilizing resources from both communities to make all a better life, right? Like if I want to play youth sports, my daughter goes to East Lake, right? If I want to go to school, it's in Willoughby and East Lake. So it really is a true partnership throughout Lake County and the western side of Lake County. We need to continue that spirit because it helps save our residents money, taxpayers money, and leverage resources across all the communities. In terms of where we stand with the sidewalk project.
Which brings me to one thing before we forget. So we need another resolution to advance funds to the sidewalk construction fund for those engineering services. So I would need a motion to suspend the rules for this.
I will make a motion.
You have to read the title.
All right, resolution number 2025-54. A resolution authorizing the fiscal officer to advance $92,000 from the general fund to the sidewalk construction fund and declaring an emergency.
Oh,
Do I have a motion to suspend the rules?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Wow.
Mr. Joyce,
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce,
Aye.
Mrs. Hardwick, Mrs. Mara,
Aye.
Mr. Conrad,
Aye.
Mr. Thompson.
Aye.
Do I have a motion approving resolution number 2025-54?
So moved.
I'll second.
Call, please.
Mr. Joyce,
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce,
Aye.
Mrs. Hardwick, Mrs. Mara, Mr. Conrad,
Aye.
Mr. Thompson.
Aye.
Thank you.
Taking a spin in the mayor's seat there.
Fell out of his chair. See?
Yeah, right. Don't give me that gavel. It's dangerous. But in terms of the sidewalk project that we just moved funds over, all the funds are in place for essentially zero cost to the village. A lot of the money is moved from the general fund to these specific construction funds are in place for the payment and then reimbursed from either ODOT via the federal safety grant we got, or Lake Tran, which we partnered with to make our bus stops ADA accessible, more accessible, and safety along Lakeshore Boulevard. Another good news item that came about in the past month, I guess two good news items. One is that we did receive additional funding through the special solicitation through ODOT because of kind of the inflationary economic situation we're in. A lot of projects were coming in over budget, so ODOT did raise kind of the percent inflation that they put on top of the project. So in the worst case scenario, if their estimates are right, based on inflation and construction costs, when they calculated it, we would have been on the hook for an additional 10-15% local match. So we did receive additional funding to offset that cost, keep the project, essentially free to the village, or utilizing funds from other grants and Lake Tran. So that was a good news item. Interestingly, the engineer, when designing it, did come in under budget by quite a bit. So roughly $750,000 was the estimate for the construction costs. Modifications and tweaks do need to be made. Additional crosswalks, more ADA accessible, more curb ramps. So there are some changes to those preliminary plans that we'll get back here shortly, but way under budget. So I don't know. We have all the money in place for worst case scenario, but it looks like it's going to be actually less cost than initially anticipated when we received the grant. So that's all good. Good news. There was quite a bit of markups from ODOT on the preliminary plans. So once those are finalized and Verdantis makes the corrections and resubmits them and gets approval, I think Mr. Joyce at that point be a good time to invite the residents in for their comments, questions, concerns, etc. We can kind of put the plan up, and after phase 2, there'll be more modifications for the final design before the construction is sold. I do know Mr. Roskis has been in touch with kind of I don't know our actual title, but the billing coordinator within ODOT. Our big concern was if we had to outlay the money for the construction, which is a big number, and then get reimbursement, that would be a challenge within our kind of financial status. So I think ODOT is just going to pay the contractor directly.
Correct.
just
The
have to-
construction costs, the state and federal portion will be paid directly by the state to the contractor.
Yeah.
It's just the consulting and engineering fees that will have to be reimbursed.
Right. So the lesser of the costs of the whole project are pay, get reimbursed via ODOT and the federal grant that we received. Construction costs, thankfully, will be paid directly to the contractor, and then we will just be responsible for the local match of that, which we have Lake Tran funding and the special solicitation funding to cover. And I guess the clam bake was the last meeting that we had, so I want to thank Mrs. Mara
And Cindy.
Cindy and the Village Club for putting on another nice clam bake, an event that is always well attended, appreciated. I know my daughter has a love for clam. It's partly my fault, but if I would, she would eat 10 dozen. So I have to limit how much I buy, but it's always a good event. My family enjoys it. It's always great to see everyone on council and residents of the village participate in the event. So I want to say thank you for another nice clam bake, and we had good weather, good food, good company, so good music.
Thank
do
you
it
for the
again.
music, Mr. Conrad and Mr. Mayor.
Thanks. That's all I got. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Joyce?
Tailing on to the comments with regard to the clam bake, the food was fabulous and great attendance, over 100 people. We were getting pretty close to the capacity of sit-down space in the village hall. And looking forward to the holiday concert. So I would encourage everybody to take advantage of that. The date is December 4th, okay? It's a Thursday night. Now, after the clam bake, I attended the Village Club meeting. And during the meeting, there was among the Village Club people, I was sort of an observer, concern about the amount raised as a fundraiser for the clam bake. Now, the clam bake itself is fairly expensive, when you consider that cost for the steak and the clams is over $40, the chicken is over 30, and yet compared to other clam bakes that I've seen, that's pretty reasonable. As a matter of fact, it's pretty close to here's bare bone costs. And I have been to other clam bakes where it's cost me more for a chicken dinner than what he was selling it for here, and the quality wasn't anywhere near as good. You didn't get the corn and sweet potato, was one or the other, coleslaw, all of the stuff that came with it. And so I raised the concern that if we were trying to make this a fundraiser for the village club, that would be a mistake because we were over 100 people. 110. There is a minimum. There's a minimum of what, 70 or 75?
75, you need 75 clam bakes.
Okay,
17.
so if we don't, if we make it too expensive for people to come, we've got a lot of people on fixed incomes. We got a lot of well, not a lot of young families, but some young families. And, it will get to a point where they price themselves out of contention. So I'm concerned about, keeping it affordable to the extent that we can. And so my recommendation to them as, again, an observer, I'm not part of the Village Club, was that they leave that alone and find other ways to do fundraising. But that prompted a sort of a question in my mind. And that's why I'm going to ask Councilwoman Mara if she would tell me they seem very concerned about the money, but it seems to me like they have a pretty substantial amount in their treasury, don't they? I mean,
Yes, I'm not gonna give you exact, but there's definite money in there. Yeah, I mean, I would say $4,000, Cindy, would you say?
Money in, money out for the cost of the clam bake.
Yeah.
There was no money made on that,
no,
so.
I understand.
Yeah, well,
Well, I think they made
yeah.
$185 is what they said. But that came actually from the raffle, I think, because the raffle was a brilliant idea, by the way. I understand that was your idea. But the raffle was a brilliant idea because after the first 6 tickets are sold, essentially it's all free money.
Yeah.
Because you now have enough money to pay the persons
Better
for
than a
their dinner.
50-50.
What's that?
Better than a 50-50, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So, I thought that was great and everybody, just about everybody participated. So there was a good opportunity to make money on that. So I thought that was a brilliant idea, actually. But I'm
Yeah,
wondering, I'm scratching my head as to
Well,
why.
okay, I'm glad you
They're
attended the
concerned.
meeting, because that's my concern. Because there's money in the budget there to have events. But when you don't have people attending the events, okay, then you put all these monies into, okay, for instance, clam bake, 37 people in the village actually participated. They bring their families. We like that. It's like bringing your family to a dinner. It's fun. You have 37 people that bring all their family, and that's how we make the quota. It's a lot of work though for 37 people only participating. So, when their families come, you don't want to be, going after them to buy a raffle ticket, to buy this. It's their families coming for an event. So, no, there is money in the Village Club. Our big money, our big expense is family days, would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're right. To put more money on the clam bake itself is not gonna draw people.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. But, like you said, do we want people or do we want to be a fundraiser? Because NOPEC gives us $500 every year.
Correct.
Right. So, the concern is, honestly, if you're gonna try to make so much fundraiser from one event that enough people come from, because it means that not everybody's coming, those other events are going away. They canceled the Halloween party because it wasn't going over. we no longer have a Christmas party. This must be my public comment, by the way. I'll just take this time up, if you don't mind, Mr. Mayor. Um, um, the Christmas party we canceled because we had 34 people. Okay, so now we have a Christmas party coming, a Christmas concert coming up December 4th. We had 67 people last year. You know why? It was only $5. And it was a wonderful concert, if you don't mind me saying myself.
That's great concept.
Very, very affordable. Okay, $200. I passed the bucket. People put in, you know, but they come because it's only $5, good music, desserts, go home. And everybody likes to gather for the holidays without spending, you know, without spending $35, $40 on a dinner.
Yeah.
Okay. Halloween, so we will make a little money on that, but Halloween party they canceled because it cost too much money and not enough people coming. Okay. We canceled the Christmas party dinner, not enough people coming. So when they're trying to make money at one event, trying to make up for the whole year, it just doesn't work.
Sure.
So we need more help for the clam bake next year. We need a committee to help us with this because the core committee are just busy moms. And those busy moms, those busy moms work, raise children. They're too busy. I still work, you know.
So ideally, when would this committee start to?
Two
start working?
2.5 months beforehand. I mean, we have October 10th is already the next clam bake next year. We
Okay.
know
So-
it, October 10th.
By, say, the 1st of June, the
Right,
1st of July,
Right.
between June and July,
right.
we'll be asking for people to volunteer?
Yeah, for people to take reservations, for
Okay.
people to check the mailbox. So the Village Club is putting up a new mailbox.
Okay.
Once they get it, the mayor is going to be installing a mailbox just for Village Club reservations. Like I'll need reservations for the concert, December 4th. They'll be putting their money in that and their reservation in the box and I'll be taking it out.
Okay.
Okay, so I need a banker, I need a reservation taker, I need an MC, I need someone to talk to the caterer and someone, you know, someone to run the spreadsheets and like that. It takes about 6 people to run the clam bake without being overwhelmed. And those and the young officers that we had, the young families that try to run it, they just got done running family days. So they're kind of
Burned out.
beat
yeah.
up. So the Village Club is, in my opinion, in trouble with not enough people stepping up.
Okay, so that'll be something that we'll reintroduce in the new year
Right.
and, okay.
Thank you.
Then I have
Volunteers.
one question for the mayor before I give up my seat here, you know, my floor. You know, we talked about leaves and yard waste and, you know, people pushing it into other people's snow, pushing it into other people's yards, or on the median. Do we have in our ordinances any sort of penalty? I know we have an ordinance that says you can't do it. Do we have any sort of penalty? Or what happens if they do? Maybe that's something for the,
Less legal on that one.
or council.
Councilman Joyce, if you give me about 10 minutes, I'll take a look.
All right, that's fine.
I would think, well, before I even say that, it's on the books, there would have to be a penalty. I don't know off the top of my head if that penalty is a minor misdemeanor penalty or if it's a.
It's sort of been my observation about our ordinances, that we have a lot of ordinances, but we don't have any penalties associated with those ordinances. It's just don't do this, and then we don't say what happens if you do. And while I find somebody who is, you know, putting yard waste or leaves into somebody else's yard so that they have to clean it up, I find that behavior to be immature,
Unneighborly.
disrespectful, unneighborly. I mean, it's the kind of stuff where, you know, even before kindergarten, I was taught you wait in line, you take turns, you don't run with scissors. I mean, these are basic human relationship type of rules. They don't have to be written down. And it's disappointing to me that some neighbor would be doing this. And frankly, I think that we ought to have something in the ordinances that fines people for doing that. I have very little patience with that kind of stuff, you know?
We have ordinance 700.09, deposit of vegetation upon center strips, etc. A, no person shall intentionally place or cause to be placed an accumulation or deposit of leaves, and dead vegetation for a period exceeding 72 hours without containers upon the center strip or islands of any street or any lawn within 5 feet of any street or roadway within the village. B, whosoever violates this section is guilty of a minor misdemeanor, parentheses, prior code 660.16, ordinance 1981-24, passed 10/21/81.
Okay, so a minor just a misdemeanor, would that be a court appearance or would that just be a fine or what would be the deal?
It will be court of minor misdemeanor would be a court appearance if the person who received the citation pled not guilty and wanted a court appearance.
Okay.
Or failed to pay the waiver amount for the ticket.
Okay, and what generally would be the waiver amount? It just.
Maximum penalty on a minor misdemeanor is $100 fine. I would think, let's say $300.
Okay.
Because there'll be court costs as well.
Okay, and that would be something that the police would have to cite?
Correct.
All right, well, I take it back. We are some of our.
We have it. We
Have
on
it,
the
have
book.
it, okay, all right. Okay, all right, that's it.
And
I was appalled when I heard that tonight.
and if anything, go help your neighbors clean up the leaves, or like previous generations, I'll say, in Timberlake would actually help clean up the median. Rather
Exactly.
than, you know, put their yard waste and their leaves out there, and that's what kept the costs low and taxes low and all that, and since that's kind of gone away, and as, you know, residents get older and aren't able to do it, that means the village has to do it. So if everyone helps out and, you know, helps their elderly neighbors or helps those that can't do it, it helps everyone. So,
Well, better to take the high road and help them instead of taking the low road and blow them back on their yard.
now I hope that the wind blows east and west in my yard and
Right.
leaves out of my yard. I'm not gonna stop that, but Bear said they're theirs now, but
Yeah.
in all seriousness, yeah, help your neighbors if they need to.
So, yeah,
Absolutely.
The weather pattern, the prevailing westerlies, you know, helps in that regard. Okay, that's it, I'm sorry.
All right,
Can I steal a minute or two?
it's up to Mrs. Joyce. It's her
Go
turn.
ahead, by all means.
Over this weekend, after watching this resident do this, I'm trying to put together a way that, and I'm gonna talk to my council people, that, maybe each one of us will get, a postcard, maybe 6 postcards, stamped postcards. And if we're out and about and we see somebody's, garbage still out on Saturday, or a car parked in their, front yard, you know, all the ordinances that make people notice that things are not right, that, we could, cut and paste that ordinance on the postcard and put the person's name. And then that way, and then that way they'll be notified. So they can't say, well, we didn't know, you know, kind of thing. And I would like to put together a, spreadsheet so that we can keep, you know, names and dates on it. And just, I mean, I'm still thinking about it, but I think that would be kind of a way to track it. Like, oh my gosh, this is his 3rd time in 2 years or something of that nature. You know, or he was told last year and ignored it this year, kind of thing, so that we can keep track. Let the people know that they're in violation. And then when it comes to the citation,
Cause there's a couple people that have just a total disregard. That's their point.
total. Yeah. But I'll keep working on that.
I'm
Sounds
all
like
for
a
it.
good work session topic in the next council meeting. You have, we'll call it the Hardwick list.
Articles of parts.
So we have to make a motion.
Hardwick,
Emphasis on hard.
Hard,
Hardwick.
Okay, Mrs.
I'm sorry.
Joyce.
Okay, I just wanted to reiterate, we had a great time at the Clam Bake. We look forward to it. We've gone, I think, 2 or 3 years. And it's just a great event, and all your hard work really was appreciated. Also, I think I was the only member of council who attended the Timberlake Police Benevolent Association's golf outing, which was the first of its kind this year. It was a lot of fun. Great, beautiful day. That's great golf, but great meal, great company. And I would encourage all you to give it a shot next year. It was a lot of fun.
Very good, thank you.
Oh, the one thing that you mentioned was, is there a way, I'm not a golfer anymore. Physically, I just can't do it. I've got a bad back. But, joining you for dinner, if that was an option, that would be something that wasn't apparent to me, and so I would have done that.
We're definitely gonna do, get a little bit more detailed for next year. It was a kind of a spur of the moment thing that we kind of put together, and truthfully, it was much more successful than I ever hoped it would be. And it was a great time. So I felt it the next day, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a great golfer, but we had a great team, and, even some of our village was on the team, so it was a great time. But yeah, we're gonna open that up for dinners only, so if people want to join and try to do a bigger event. Maybe closer next year, I'm not sure. So whatever they plan, I want to do, we want to do a lot bigger next year. So year two.
And if you ever, I know you played best ball, so if you had somebody that was really good driving the ball, really good on chip shots, really good on second shots from the fairway, I would volunteer to be the designated putter on my foursome.
Exactly. There you go.
Part of the team, Jerry. Don't sell yourself short. You can sink some putts. You can win some scrambles.
Right, exactly.
Officer Nagy and the rest of the veterans club. they were
Yeah,
shut down.
Aggie, Lawrence, and Christopher were the big instrumental ones on that. So it was kudos to them for them. Truthfully, it was a great time. And everybody that attended enjoyed it. So it was a good time. Great course. Not an easy course. So it's the first time I swung a club in probably 30 years. So
Okay, great, thank you.
Sorry, Mark.
Mrs. Mara, your turn.
No, I passed. I said everything I need to say.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
Mark
Oh,
it down.
really? Long you been married? Has that ever happened, Jen?
Oh, God.
That's why you've been married so long.
Right.
Pick your battles.
Thank you, Mayor. Everything I would have said has been said tonight for sure. But I would like to reiterate our enjoyment at the clam bake. I think we've went the 4 or 5 years now, and it's always a great time. Always nice people, fun, great food. I understand that the Village Club looks for opportunities to raise money. That didn't even enter my scope of mind because I'm not, as Jerry said, we're actually all part of the Village Club, but we're not part of the officer corps of the Village Club. And I didn't even think of it as like a fundraising event. And I mean, even if you break, that's just a good event to attend. So I definitely want to thank the people who organized it, especially Nancy and Cindy, and the mayor with taking out the garbage there, all that. Yeah. Right. It has been made clear that more help is needed for something like this to continue. All these events take people. I understand those mothers with kids, they're busy. They're busy chasing their kids.
No.
And right. We're busy. We like to donate, but it's harder. It's easier for us than time, and that's where we're falling up short. And it is concerning, because we really enjoyed the Halloween party last year. We're very disappointed that it wasn't going on this year, but we can't just expect this magical force to put all these events together so we can attend. It was great. They had a haunted house back in the pavilion, and it was awesome. And then in 2019, when we first moved in, we had the Christmas party, and it seemed like a pretty packed house when we did that. So I don't know what's going on, but I hope it turns around, because those are fun events, good for the community. And I know that demographics of Timberlake are just changing, as Ryan pointed out, as people, as they age, are less typically, and then you have a bunch of people with kids, and they're just busy, and academics and phase, social academics and sports. Right, so parents are just busy. Kids are on screens, right? So, but anyway, I don't know. Hopefully that can turn around, because those are fun events. Great for families. Good reason to come to Timberlake and be a resident.
So it's their amount of work, right? And that's where,
But it was a great event. And then another thing I can mention is we had a work session last week. Many things were discussed. I'm sure they'll end up in the next, but One thing that we were discussing, Mr. Osk's been working on the budget, so we're going over budget items. We're trying to keep our salaries somewhat competitive for our officers and other employees of the village. And that's about it. So, thanks, John, for working on the budget. I appreciate it. So, other than that, that's all I got.
Next, fiscal officer monthly report, Mr. Rosses.
Okay, our general fund ending balance through September 30th is at $600,314. Our monthly revenue was $39,991 versus expenditures of $53,835 for a net deficit for the month of $13,844. Expenditures were in line with expectations for the month. However, income tax revenue was less than anticipated. Our income tax was $16,864 net for the month versus $29,323 in September 2024. Total September 2025 revenue was $39,991 versus $59,639 in September of 24. At this time, at current rates of revenue and expenditures, we estimate a surplus for the general fund this year of approximately $113,300. This would not include any proposed transfers or additional capital expenditures, such as the pavilion roof at the Village Hall. Other significant fund activity and miscellaneous. We received our quarterly reimbursement from the Lake County Department of Utilities for infrastructure fees in the amount of $6,531. And this benefited Fund 3901, which is our sanitary sewer OPWC debt service fund. And part of these funds were originally pledged for the OWDA loan. Finally, 2 deposit refunds totaling $200 were issued out of Fund 9901, Hall Deposit Refund Fund. And just a clarification, we did decide to use the Village Hall Capital Fund for the pavilion roof. So that will not be factored into that calculation on the year-end surplus. And that's all I have.
Mr. Resses, so I feel like it's been a trend over the last few months that income tax revenue is down year over year.
It's actually up versus last year, I believe.
Okay.
It's just that there's been a couple months that were less than.
So it's been.
Yeah, it's
fluctuating, not as
generally
stable as
been
usual, but up year over year.
Generally, it's been very good for this year, so it's not a bad year for income tax.
Because that's what I would expect.
Yeah.
It's just surprising when you see a $13,000 deficit from last year that income tax would be like.
Yeah,
that.
some of the timing of the income tax receipts has just been different
Okay.
this year, but overall, it's still a very robust year for income tax.
Thank you.
So.
I'll try to make it short and sweet. So got little kids in the audience. So, couple things. We will be doing, Halloween candy at the station and in the cruiser. So officers, we have extra officers working that day, to pass out candies to the little ones while we're driving around, and anyone that wants to stop up to the station will have candy for the kids available. So, that's one of the things. We attended our first trunk or treat ever, at the Captain Stadium, and actually attended 2 events. Got a lot of warm welcomes for us to be out there. And so that was a good thing to do for us. Training, we've been going through a lot of training through the Lake County Sheriff's Department. There's been a lot of advanced training that is also CPT hours. It's free training that also we can get reimbursed by the state for that as well. So it's a win-win situation. Working on that, as I stated earlier, grants are on hold for temporarily until the federal government shutdown is over with. Contemplated discussing possibly what the interest would be to have little stickers made up for residents that says no soliciting, and to put them on their doors. With our ordinance on there, I'm getting a quote on there to get them done. That way we can put them on their doors. So if anybody shows up, they see the sign, it says the violation along with the fine that they would receive if they do that. And we've chased them out quite a few times on that.
And, they've tried to say, yeah, we've been approved. And like, if you don't leave, you will receive a ticket. So we'll give you a warm welcome. Again, we're working on a bunch of different little things, and I don't like to bring them up until I get them into closer to the event. Just waiting on still the policies to be approved by both solicitors as well as the mayor. And then we're working on the evidence destruction still with Mr. O'Leary, and the $3,000 that are in evidence room to get that also turned over to us. We will be listing the motorcycle up on Muni Bids to sell. So hopefully we can generate some income on that as well. The pictures are taken for that, so we're ready to list it and sell it. So we're trying to generate money and trying to cut expenses everywhere we can. Having some significant arrests. I think we're over 20 OVIs for the year already. Which, again, another one last night was a significant one. So, Logan, was big on it. Our new officer, Logan Campbell, he does about 30 a year. So we're having additional, tools in our arsenal. Questions?
Chief, I just want to say that, just real quick. We saw our Timberlake officers doing the trunk or treats at both events, and it's just great to see you guys out there with the community, and especially, doing things for children, and that puts on a good face for Timberlake and the police. So thank you very much for doing that.
And that's what
Absolutely.
it's trying to get, very involved in the community. So we're trying to do that. We're going to do shop with a cop this year. I kind of joke with them and said, instead of having no shave November, maybe we're going to do shave November, make them all shave. So they're all clean shaven for the month of November. They've actually tried to talk me into growing a beard, but I'm not sure, probably all gray. So, so we're trying to be very involved in not only in Timberlake, but all of Lake County, so that we're out there in every event that's possible that we can go to. We're trying to do it.
Fantastic.
My question is, on the motorcycle, what is the, auction company?
So Muni Bid is one that we consider reserve on, and so we'll also add it to our Facebook page to let people know that they could bid on it on this location, so that we can drive the bid up on the motorcycle.
Well, we've used it for the latest example was the salt spreader that the mayor shared. It actually went, I mean, higher than I ever anticipated. Last minutes, there was a lot of bids on it. I think we sold the old service vehicle through that. So it's an established kind of municipal auction house, if you will.
Yeah,
for-
a lot of
for
communities
municipalities.
use
Yeah.
it.
And even, I always look at it because there's always police cruisers to share with the chief if there's a used one out there. But
Well, we have to always, auction it off, so
Yes.
yes, can bid on it. So Muni Bid, it doesn't cost us anything to list it. The buyer pays a fee after they purchase it. So all we do is we listed, well, what I did do is we did list the salt spread on it last month. And I listed it start out at $350 base bid. And it got bid all the way up to $1,650. So I forgot to mention earlier, but we got $1,650 for that salt spreader. So
Wow.
And it's yellow, right?
Yeah, yellow with, it's actually a very clean motorcycle with around 5,000 miles on it. So it's very clean. So, what's that? Yeah, exactly. And so, we're trying to, I'm always looking for ways to improve for the village and give back to the community as much as we can. And so any suggestions, again, we appreciate the support of council beyond words, and the residents too. It's always nice to talk to them and hear that, the impact that we are making. So, thank you again. Can't thank you enough for the support. And everybody loves the new cruiser, even though it's incognito in the black. So
you can't even see
can't.
it.
I know,
You can't.
and you can't hear it either.
It's faint. It's
No, you
it's
can't hear it.
Stealth. It's like a
Yeah.
Batmobile.
Yeah.
Not to exaggerate.
Exactly. And,
But-
and, and if I could talk about, it was an email that was sent yesterday to me along with the mayor regards to our traffic stops, or increased amount of traffic stops and ending up in another community. And, the question was, can we wait or change where we stop a vehicle? And on the legal standpoint on that, makes me very cringe for a couple of reasons. A is, if it's an impaired driver, if I wait to have an officer wait and they cross the double yellow line and hit a car and kill the family, the legality of it is just astronomical. So no, we're gonna try to make a traffic stop as quickly as we can. And then the other question, which is, we're still legal to do it, but you know, sometimes it takes people a few seconds longer or 30 seconds or a minute to stop. And that's gonna end up in East Lake, could end up in Willowwick, could end up in Lakeline, depending on when the vehicle decides to stop. So unfortunately, there's no way of controlling it. We do the best that we can, but we also want to make sure that we are providing safety to all the community, not only to Timberlake, but to everybody around us. So.
I did have some more details on the income tax, while we're at it that way. So for example, in 2023 year to date through October 15th, we were at $255,000 in income tax collections. On 2024, 2024 was a very good year. We were at 339,501 through October 15th. And then this year, we're a little bit less than that. We're at $329,780.
Essentially
So
flat.
yeah, it's been another good year.
And the jump from 2023 to 2024 wasn't because of the actual charging of the annual stuff established some years back. That was probably like 2022 to 2023,
I'd have to check the date.
but earlier than that. Thank you.
Yep.
I think it's at zoning maintenance.
Zoning. Go move.
I'll second.
Mr. Joyce,
Aye.
Mrs. Joyce,
Aye.
Mrs. Hardwick,
Aye.
Mrs. Mara, Mr. Conrad,
Aye.
Mr. Thompson.
Aye.
Weston, Riley, anything from the future Timberlake? Yeah.
See?
Do you want to do it again? So move.
No, we have a generator. I'd just like to step up for one quick
Oh,
second
sorry. Go.
and introduce the president of the Timberlake Police Benevolent Association.
We'll bow.
Sergeant Lawrence.
Appreciate you guys coming on. Cindy, thank you for your hard work and Joyce.
Well, thank you.
Did you guys want a canine demonstration? Luca's outside.
Outside.
Sure.
Yeah, waiting.
So moved. Aye.
Good job.
I'll bring him in.
Yeah, bring him in. Bring him in. Bring him in.
What?
Did she tell you she took the dog to the vet today?